Guys, it is the podcast and it is offsite.
It's offsite. We just wrapped up filming the boot camp. This is number 5, and it was all about beginner-friendly ways to start creating video for your bakery.
Which, and we'll get into it in just a minute, Corey added a little extra stuff we'll talk about in a second.
What did I add?
You did not just recording cookies, you did lifestyle content. Okay, so this is our 262nd episode, and we're going to do it on the topics of this bootcamp. So this bootcamp is actually coming up next week on the 4th and 5th of June.
Or the 3rd and 4th. One of those. 4th and 5th. I think you're right. My brain is just in the throes of graduation.
The boot camps are like marketing intensive. They last between 2 or 3 days, and they typically fall in the first week of each month, covering a very specific topic. This one being cookie videos.
But beginner friendly. And we'll dive into it here shortly.
Okay, let me just do the intro.
Do your intro. I can tell. I was going to take off.
So what we're going to do for this one, we're the Sugar Cookie Marketing Group, and you can find all of the stuff we talk about here on the podcast on our website, sugarcookiemarketing.com. Upcoming collab is we just finished the Main Street May. We're going to talk about some statistics there. Yeah. And we're going into the Meet the Baker, which Corey actually took her photos today.
I did. It was 3 birds, 1 stone today.
If it was needed to be recorded or photographed, we're going to do it. The video boot camp, that starts next week. And then after that, we have, we're working on the next cookie class kit, which is...
It's Summerween.
And we just dropped the cherry class kit.
We did. The Summerween, I'm working with Sweet Pink Olive. We got a lot of back and forth on this one because Summerween is still kind of new. So I'm still waiting on the cutters. And then the real work
I gave
begins.
everyone a Summerween STL. If you guys go to the Sugar Cookie Marketing Group and the featured tab, it's only up for 6 more days. It is a Summerween Jacko watermelon.
And Heather got that idea because that's one of my designs.
Yeah, and I'm just trying to learn how to illustrate an Illustrator.
You did pretty good.
Did I tell you? I illustrated my house.
I saw it. It was super cute.
One, having now understood, artwork is expensive, and I don't understand where the cost is coming from.
You don't, or you do?
Okay, the reprint, I get the artistic. The cost comes from the frame.
Oh, absolutely.
But it's 4 pieces of wood glued
That's
together.
why Michael's number 1 lead source of their money is the frame department at the back of the store.
But it's a whole lot of hoopla.
It's
because you could buy 4 sticks for nothing. You glue them together, suddenly it's worth $300. So I found, and I know the artist, so I'm buying reprints, right? That's what I'd like to do. But when I go to add the frame, it's like,
it goes from like $2 to $1 billion.
Yeah, it was really, it was like, would you like the print? It's 2 cents. Would you like the print frame?
That's why those canvas just like bolted to a board were so popular for so long because there was no frame to it.
But really, it's just an inverted frame. You put that sucker on the inside.
But one has to be pretty, one has to be ugly.
Listen, man, I don't know where the cost is. So anyways, I thought if I could make my own, so I thought it'd be cool to take all of our family's houses and illustrate them and then have them in little small squares I could afford.
That's very cute.
Everything needs to be small. Then I also dropped the digital downloads for the month of May. Father's Day, you are the best by par.
Yeah. That's a golf pun for those who don't know.
I guess we got par. You're my par.
You're my par. So
if you guys want to check that out, the digital downloads are unique in that you can get them if you sign up for the Cookie College, which you can get the Cookie College at a discount if you attend this boot camp.
Yeah.
You get your money back from the boot camp. It's $13 discount, but you get the digital downloads included. Otherwise, you can sign up for the digital downloads membership, which is $10 a month, or you can purchase this one directly for $10.
Nice.
So it makes a lot more sense to sign up for the membership, download everything, and cancel. It's the same cost. You get all the digital download kits, but each kit comes with 7 downloadable print files.
Yeah, and they're cute because all the things match. So you get an STL file to print your own cutter. Now that we've done the 3D printing boot camp, a lot of people are up and running. I'm a menace to society now.
I saw you were printing this morning before you left the house.
I was.
That girl's printing and leaving.
If you were wanting a beginner-friendly guide to 3D printing, that boot camp, Bee's Knees, can attest. I will be printing until the day I die.
She is. Filament is not safe.
So speaking of these boot camps, this is our 5th one that we're doing. And Heather's right. They are one topic, marketing intensive. If you were like, I don't know how to teach an in-person cookie class, you'll take that. You'll know how to teach it by the time you come out. The 3D printer one, you're going to know how to 3D print. This video one is the beginner-friendly way. If you're like, I don't know how to make videos, but I know social media and algorithms want it, you're going to be able to make your first video after this boot camp.
This has been a topic of the last 3 lunches, at least for me and Corey, talking about just how much video is favored in the algorithms across all of these platforms. Maybe not LinkedIn. I don't know.
Yeah. Me and Heather have had a marketing company almost for the last decade. And the amount of times we've seen the content, what's desirable switch over the years is astronomical. Me and Heather were joking about it. We used to do these and we called them content squares. They were literally squares and we put a little quote on them.
Well, I'm so sorry. There were squares because that was the ratio at the time.
It was. And they were the most basic thing. There was a random photo in the background, a little word on the top, and then your caption. But everything was chronological. So it didn't matter if it was good or bad.
We said probably 10 years ago, I've been in marketing for 20 years. It was just being on the platform as a differentiator.
Yes.
Then the type of marketing would be like, hey, it doesn't look like you're on Facebook. Then it became like, hey, so you don't have a website. So, hey, I see you don't have a Google My Business.
Yeah.
Okay, now we're all on the platforms. We're all on all these things. And now we need to compete for this massive amount of competition, very tiny amount of space.
Very tiny. So look at your phone screen. That's the amount of space that you are competing for. That's one post enters that. And if someone scrolls in the first 2 seconds, you lost them.
I know. So it's now what worked 3 years ago.
Yeah.
What worked 5 years ago. And dare I even regret, I always say to Corey, when I look at the stuff I did 10 years ago, I threw up in my mouth a little bit. It was great at the time. But now what it is this really off the cuff, almost like
conversational.
Yeah. Type of video. It's they were saying, I was watching a lady who was looking up some information. She was like, the more polished it is, the less it's watched.
It's because it looks too... We're saying that over this time where now AI generated content is at an all-time boom, you had Canva was at an all-time high, static photos. What is the person behind the brand? That is your connection right there, because anyone can make something in Canva, anyone can make something in AI, but no one can be you.
No one can be you. And then now you have this, well, let me take AI and have it recreate my profile photo. But, you can always have that weird tell there. You had made a post in the Sugar Cookie marketing group about AI. And I had put in the comment section, like, I would love for someone to be able to explain how we can all tell it's AI generated. Because if I wrote down what I thought, it wouldn't make sense.
Because there's just some tell there, whether it be a shadow, maybe a color palette that AI chooses.
Someone said almost too detailed.
Yes.
Someone said a slight yellow cast. Someone said uncanny valley, which is like uncanny valley is like, I can't tell what it is, but it's not natural.
Here's the thing. Businesses do see AI as a benefit because it's quick marketing. So how can you stand out from the competition, from your competitors that are using AI-focused marketing to make sure that you're staying top of mind, that you're not just blending in with the crowd, and that you are creating a relationship with your marketing? You will pry Cookie photos, because I love cookie photography, out of my cold dead hands. I love taking a good curated photo. The cookies can leave my house, but I'll always feel a warm spot in my heart because I have a photo of them till the day I die.
Yeah, but as we said, photography stills are not the drug of choice.
There's no relationship behind them. It's a good photo, don't get me wrong.
And so Corey and I were saying, I think we said it on last week's podcast, we went from content is king to good content that's intentional is king.
Yeah, strategic content.
Yeah. So Corey's saying, well, I really love photos, but photos aren't capturing the engagement or the growth that videos are. So how do you blend the two? Well, cookie videos. Okay, so you immediately turn off the podcast and you go record 50 cookie videos and you say, girls, I didn't do what you just said. No, it has to be a part of
it's an umbrella.
Yes.
There's an umbrella and everything falls underneath it. If you do one too much, you're going the wrong direction. There's a space for each one. So cookie photos, don't stop doing cookie photos. There's still a space for that. But there also is space for you getting in front of the camera yourself, a cookie decorating video, you doing the Main Street Cookie collab, and adding a video to that. Okay, that brings us to a great point. So we did the Main Street Cookie Collab on Friday. I actually went through everyone who signed up and pulled the actual numbers. We had 50% participation. So 50% of you, what are you doing? Why are you wasting my bandwidth? But I want to say, for the 50% who did show up, more power to you. You are growing your business. We honestly, the ones who did show up are glad the other ones didn't show up because you are one step behind.
This is an interesting aside, but I'm asking Podcast Land if they have any working theories. So of that, we had 65 sign up, 50% of those participated. Of the 50% that participated, 15% did not show up for me when searching the hashtag.
Yeah.
Now, they showed up for other people because I saw the comments there, but it did not show up for the Sugar Cookie Marketing account, which is frustrating because they're participating, but I'm not able to see it. So there's no way for me to find them until I went to the spreadsheet, which I always include with every
the spreadsheet's an extra step because you have to go find it.
It allowed me to find some of the ones I missed, but that is frustrating. So I wonder, we have some working theories. Someone who had participated and said, I'm not showing up for the hashtag, they said they posted 11 minutes late.
I wonder, because I saw someone post 8 hours late and it did show up.
So frustrating.
Yeah.
Congratulations to the 8-hour person. So do they, and then someone said they schedule and think that affects them.
I do think the scheduling might be something.
So you need to be present at 11. That's just when you start telling people, because I feel like some of them were present at 11.
So I would say that if we do this moving forward, so me and Heather said to have only 50% participation rate, maybe we do
how many people
invite only. So like technically the first people to sign up, you're in there, and if you don't show up, you're out. And then we all go to the spreadsheet and click the spreadsheet and go that way.
It adds an extra layer of work for me, but I can create them as hyperlinks. Right now they're...
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I could do it. So if we limited who could participate, now it's going to be in wanting now because not everyone can participate.
I'll be
50% of your goodness.
If we have 30 people do it, 30 additional comments, on average on Instagram, maybe I get 4 to 8. It's not my primary source.
This is a bumper crop.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Oh, yeah.
I always check where, like, was this good? And she's got 30. I was like, good. It was good.
So I think if we did where it's 30 people and like you're fighting for your spot there.
Okay. And I have the likelihood that you're in, so don't take somebody else's spot.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Like if you sign up, you got to be doing it.
Back to the topic of hand, which shakes hands with the collab. Corey did a local Thai place. It's called Siam Bistro. I have been going to it for the last 20 years.
Heather introduced me to it 10-ish years ago, I think.
Well,
I've been going for a decade.
I've been going since I was 20.
But remember, I don't like new stuff.
Oh, yeah. I'm so good. Corey is so difficult. I finally think I forced him. I said, just go and follow my lead. Now, Corey's there all the time. So Corey goes and features them. And then she takes it. Okay. She goes, you remember it was a photo-based collab. She takes her logo and she uses AI to change their logo. They don't have an actual logo. They just had the sign on the building. She uses AI to generate actual perspective.
Yeah. So what Heather's saying is they actually on their website don't have their logo listed on there. They just have a pretty generic website. But I had a picture of the building. Unfortunately, the building's perspective is through the side.
Unless Corey had a ladder, she's looking up. So if you guys know how perspective works, the bottom of the sign would be wider visually to her camera. So she had AI adjust for it, which I always say AI is the tool. It shouldn't be the lead, but it's a great tool. And then she piped it onto a cookie and then went in, but took it a step further and turned a photo collab into a video where she actually puts the camera up across, she asked the waitress who we know for 20 years. She puts up the camera and walks everyone through the menu. The waitress is super excited because this is her job. So she comps Corey dessert. She gives her some extra stuff to review. And Corey turns that into video and then posts it, which they shared to their page.
Yes.
And Corey posted it as Mixing Bowl Cookie Company, right? So did you post it as that?
I actually did it on TikTok as Mixing Bowl Cookie Company. I posted it on the local page, but I tagged myself. Hi, I'm Corey with Mixing Bowl Cookie Company.
So now they've shared it. So she's taken what is a photo collab, which she got 30 comments on from other bakers, and it got into feeds and stuff. But she also transposed it into what is the drug of choice for algorithms, which is video.
Yeah. Yeah. So if we're talking about marketing as an umbrella, did I have a photo of my cookie in front of their restaurant? I did. So we have a photo check there. Did I give the cookies to the people who work there? Yes. So now I have created a business relationship. They have my business card. I tied it to the top. Then I went and made a video of the location that not only tied me to where I live and I work and I bake for, but it also gave me access to their audience.
Now, how many people shared that video? Saved that video.
There was on TikTok, there was 33. I can't see all the saves on Facebook, but it was shared 4 or 5 times.
So that's considerably more than Corey gets locally. Remember, hyper local. The only people who are saving the local Thai spot are people who can drive to it.
Because we run this local community group, I was able to share my review of Siam Bistro as a video midweek.
In the group.
And
on the page.
And on Sales Saturday, I said, you guys know I went to Siam Bistro this week. I actually do corporate logo cookies. Here's what I did for Siam Bistro. I squeezed the juice out of the Main Street cookie
mango
class.
sticky rice juice, squeeze the condensed milk. So that is kind of why this boot camp is so focused on video, and why it's been such a topic is because it is far reaching.
If you think about it, TikTok is not a video platform. I mean, it's not a photo platform. It's exclusively a video
Remember when
platform.
they tried to do the photos?
Yes, and people still do it, and they have like photos come in. That is not the platform for photos. So you'd be cutting your entire TikTok marketing leg off if you didn't have video content.
I'll say the place for photos is Facebook pages.
Oh, absolutely. And right now, Facebook will be like, Corey, your photos get 133% more views. Google Business Profiles had an update recently, and now it wants you to post videos.
Well, that's where. So as much. Listen. If anybody doesn't want to get in front of a camera, you're talking to them.
I'm raising my hand. You're like, Corey, I don't believe it. No, believe it. But I'm going to do it. But I hate it.
So Corey and I were talking about, like, we should really get in front of the camera with even just the topics from the podcast, which, we're recording it, except for this time because I forgot to shower this morning.
You did?
I was rushed. We are in Virginia. That's how rushed I was. So Corey and I went out and bought external audio mics.
Yes. From Rode.
DJI.
Oh, you did the DJI one.
It was cheaper.
Oh, you didn't want to try the Rode.
I like the Rode mic, but the DJI talks to its own pocket camera.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so they create their little ecosphere there.
Yeah.
So we were talking about, user-generated content, kind of the content Corey made for the Thai restaurant. Now, she took these amazing photos of her food.
I did.
But they shared the video.
Yes.
And you got more reach from the video? I'd love to know what those numbers were.
I did. And my page, Mixing Bowl Cookie Company, grew by 8 local people.
That's a phenomenon. Imagine if 8 local people placed a custom order.
I'm fighting for one a week, 8 in a day.
So these hyper-local things. Now, in the boot camp, which Corey just recorded, so I just watched the whole 2 hours of it. She talks about recording the cookie decorating videos. Now, that type of content is going to be the widest net.
Sure.
And it's going to get, if you post that to TikTok, that's going to get the views, but not get the conversions.
Yeah.
Because again, like I said in last week's podcast, I love watching people clean carpets. You'll never see me with a dirty carpet.
Yeah, I watch people do the car detailing, but I wash my own car. So
it's almost that make me feel better about myself. So that's going to be the widest net. Now, Corey does talk about how to do that, but then she takes it a step further because we need to narrow down the funnel. So the widest part of the funnel is where we get the most views, but the fewest conversions.
Yeah.
What our funnels are supposed to do is squeeze people out of them.
Yes.
Because we want to get down to the bottom of the funnel where that person reaches for their wallet.
Yeah. Or that person remembers your name when someone comments in a community group. They're like, oh, I know Corey. I'm going to tag her. The reason they know me, Nobody has ever seen me really in person that tags me.
Corey's elusive.
I'm elusive. But what they do is when they think of a cookie person, they know to tag me. The only relationship we have is through video and online. Mm-hmm. But do you see that still works? It's translating into, someone's asking for a cookie decorator. Let me tag her.
Parasocial relationships.
Yes.
I find myself watching, I'm like, oh, look, there's that person that doesn't know I exist or breathe on planet Earth, but I like them a lot.
Yeah, because now it's so big. When we're now coming down to everyone took the photography boot camp and their photos are all great because you guys took the boot camp, you learned everything and you've implemented it. Now all the bakers around you have good photos. Now, what makes someone choose you over the baker down the street with the other good photos?
Yeah, we kind of think about each boot camp. If you took each boot camp, you're going to I'm going to make hyper custom cookie cutters. Okay, great. Well, a lot of people now are making I'm going to get an Eddie. Great. A lot of people. How are you going to keep edging that up? And the differentiator that nobody can really replicate is your face.
You're the secret ingredient. I love to say you're the secret ingredient to your business. We're all buying from the same cutter shops. We're all using AmeriColor gel food coloring until 2027.
1 of 3 meringue powders and
So what's going to make the graduation season? I can tell you every baker right out there is making a grad cap of some sort. They all look similar. The thing that makes someone want to buy from you versus the person down the street is the relationship they have with you. How can they have that relationship? Unfortunately, letting them get to know you. So we've talked about it. My goal in 2026 was to not just post cookie photos. It was to actually post a little bit about myself and grow that relationship. My page has grown leaps and bounds.
You put your face in front of it.
You won't find me making a lot of cookie decorating videos. And the reason is because it attracts people who could be my audience, but it attracts a lot of people who are like Heather, who just like to watch those types of video. I'm really focused because my goal here, I've named my goal, is to grow my local orders. So that means my content has to be a lot more local. Instead of just doing a random cookie decorating video of a grad hat, I'm going to do the Main Street collab and I'm going to show them piping. I'm going to show myself piping Cyan Bistro on the top of the cookie.
Think of it this way. And we talked about funnels, lawn care funnels last week. Fortunately, you guys didn't get any lawn care tips this week. Corey forgot about it. But okay, you create the video. Is Sugar Cat? Who's the one that does all the ads and they're decorating? And it's like Warby Parker.
Yeah, it's Sugar Cat.
That's her? Okay, that's a wide-reaching audience. Like, okay, it's literally Liberty Bibberty, but that's Atlanta Baked.
Yeah, Atlanta Baked.
So Liberty Bibberty is hiring. So they're not. Liberty Bibberty isn't trying to get bakers to get insurance.
No.
They're trying to cast that really wide net to get people to view Liberty Bibberty.
Yes.
And now we need to structure that down. So if, for instance, for a baker, I want to make UGC content because I want views, because I want to get paid from creator funds.
Yeah.
You're going to create this decorating content and you're going to post at an unprecedented rate.
Yeah.
You're just getting views. You're getting the carpet cleaner views. You're getting the organizer views, the detailer views.
Because what's filling your wallet
is views.
Is the rewards programs through Meta and TikTok. So it behooves you to get more views from anybody with eyeballs.
Impressions, right? Now you say, okay, well, I don't want to get paid for that. You're going to need to make it a little. So another concept is down the funnel as we constrict it is I'm going to give baking tips. Well, who's watching baking tips?
Now you have lowered it from everyone with eyeballs to now bakers who like tips.
Okay, now you'd start being able to reach out to brands like
Wilton's might send you a PR box.
You could get sponsored by Eddie or something like that because you're targeting their demographic they want to sell to. Now you're going, Corey is like, well, I don't want either of those. What I want is hyper local orders. I'm a cottage baker. I can't ship. And nor do half of us want to ship.
Yeah.
So she's like, I'm going to go to the Thai restaurant with my cookies and take a video there.
Yeah. The Thai restaurant is exactly 1 mile from my front door.
So everyone who likes a Thai restaurant is people who can order from Corey.
Yeah.
Now you might think, well, Corey's just going to review restaurants. No, then she would start shifting over to be a restaurant reviewer. She's going to mix in with that content other hyper local things. I think she took a photo of her son holding a cookie that said 10th grade.
I did.
She's always relating it back to cookies.
Yeah. So my goal there is to showcase myself. So while I am at the Thai restaurant, I say, hi, I'm Corey with Mixing Bowl Cookie Company, and I made cookies for the Thai restaurant, but I want to show you my go-to order because I love it. Okay. It's not a full-on Corey makes cookies, buy my cookies. What we're doing is getting my face in front of there. I'm still saying like I'm a baker, but it's not on the nose of a cookie sale. What we're trying to do is build a relationship. So they're like, oh, I watched that whole video of Corey. Her voice is a little annoying, but I kind of like her jacket. Whatever. We're building a relationship. Then you might say, I'm going to follow her page. She might post another restaurant review. I might like it. Now you see that I posted that my son just graduated 10th grade. It was so funny. A comment on there was like, I didn't know we had children the same age.
Again, back to that relationship.
We're back to a relationship. My son's holding the 10th grade cookie. It took me 2 seconds to make. It was time in. Granted, it's not free to make a cookie. And I said, you know what? That'll be a memory I have for the rest of my life. But what I did was showcase that Corey is not only a baker, she has a teen son. Oh, we're now really. So now other teen moms are like, oh my goodness, I didn't know she had a teen son like me.
This is where your brain should be saying, but I just want to bake. And cool, I'd love that for you. Unfortunately, we also need to sell. That's why they call it the 1700. Is because you just signed up to do this one thing and now you have to do all these other things. If you could just bake and sell, then we wouldn't even have a podcast because you wouldn't need it.
Yeah.
Because we have to also sell. You have to be creative with selling, especially when you start that thought of my market is saturated. And, you know, I don't love that excuse, but you can have a saturated market. Now, how do you compete with it? The problem with most people who claim saturated market is they're about to quit.
Yeah. So if you want to know who's living in the most saturated market, it's Corey Miracle.
I
am
high
surrounded.
Cost of living, extremely populated area.
I'm surrounded by so many cookiers, and that has forced me, instead of quitting, I said I can either quit because I'm overwhelmed with the saturation, or I can try to be better. What can I do to make myself one step better to connect to get more orders.
A lot of bakers, if not a large majority of bakers, are still posting photos. Great.
Yeah.
They're getting better. They look great. So now we need to make the little twist is we're going to start posting videos.
Yes.
And I hate it for us all. I hate it for us all. But it's just like getting over that stage fright.
If you looked at the Sugar Cookie Marketing Facebook page, me and Heather post memes. Heather posts the calendar countdowns. We post funny graphics.
The Wednesday.
The Wednesday newspaper. You know what has grown that page?
Videos.
Videos. It's to 119,000 followers from videos exclusively, not cookie decorating videos. It's honestly baking tutorials. That is what grown the page. And you're like, well, are you guys trying to get bakers? Sugar Cookie Marketing is trying to get bakers to follow it. Yeah.
Specifically bakers about to sell, which most of us find ourselves there. I don't want the person baking just for Christmas, but I do want you for my sugar cookie class and stuff.
Yeah.
It creates this ecosystem of marketing that's specific to your, what do you call the areas, Amazon, Raymond Forest, like that ecology.
Yes.
Like, it's specific for you. And what works for you in your small town and what works for Corey outside of Washington, D.C. are going to be two different approaches.
Sure.
Specifically, now I live in West Virginia, a lot less competition, a lot less people.
Yeah.
Right? So a lot fewer people, well, also a lot lower price per dozen. So it all kind of corrects.
For Heather's area, they have diehard customers because people aren't coming and going all the time. When they move there, they live there. So you could get a diehard fan base. Me, in such a transient area, people are coming and going. My clients are coming here and they're moving the next year. So my marketing is going to look different because I don't have the diehards. They're moving away.
Corey's going to have really on the heavy acquisition side because she's constantly losing. Whereas somebody in established following where you guys are like, we have these tiny towns and we know everybody knows everybody. You're going to have a big retention focus.
Yeah.
But it's going to come down to video. I don't think there's any way around it. So let's start off with the basic videos, which is what this boot camp is about. Corey's teaching you how to record the cookie decorating video, that coveted cookie decorating video. A lot of you guys say, well, I want that content. It seems to perform best. It performs best because it appeals to the most. It doesn't mean it actually performs in terms of conversion, which is sales.
Yes. And this is Sugar Cookie Marketing. We're marketing to get sales, not necessarily, rewards programs, money. It's nice. I told Heather when I post to Instagram, I probably get $6 a week, $6 to $8 a week kickback from just making the content I was already going to make.
Great. If that's her only focus, well, then she's not.
I'm not retiring off of $6 a week.
Yeah, the people who sell affiliate, that's an entire job.
Yeah.
That's a whole different vertical, and they're earning it. But what Corey's doing is like, okay, I'll teach you how to do these entry level videos. Like if that's all you did, then you got your money's worth.
Sure.
But then she's like, let's take this to what she calls lifestyle content, which is hey guys, I'm at a local craft fair.
Yeah.
Hey guys, I'm at a local, or hey guys, come with me to this farmer's market. That's going to associate your brand with video with hyper local.
Yeah. So me and Heather said, you can't just be buy my cookies 5 times a week. What we need to do is be a resource for our local audience, because when we're resourceful, people have a reason to stay around. If people buy cookies once or twice per year, what can I do to get them to stay around so I don't fall out of their feed? Become a resource. So, hey, the Dale City Farmers Market just opened. Here's what you can expect going through the season. And me just walking it. You're like, but twins, that has nothing to do with cookies. You're 1,000% right. What it has to do is being a resource, which it also can in turn get me more cookie sales.
It's another component of it.
It is.
If you came to us and you're like, girls, all I do is these local videos, we'd be like, well, now we need to differentiate again. Let's go back to photos. Again, it has to be a component of like Corey keeps saying, the umbrella.
Yeah, the umbrella, and it fits under there. I threw in there, I didn't tell Heather, but in the boot camp, I talk about
sneaking up on the video editor, sneaking one in.
I told her about the pros and cons to different types of videos. So there's different types of video you can see. Packaging videos, a lot of that. It's fun to watch a packaging video. So the cookies go in and they put the thing on there. That also attracts a lot of people who aren't going to buy from you. It's just aesthetically pleasing to watch a packaging video. Same with cookie decorating. But trends are fun, and then you have templates that are easy breezy if you're on the go. But if you did like lifestyle, day in the life of a baker, That's a great one. It takes a lot of clips to film, let me tell you, but it's so entertaining to watch. I know I could post it. Heather knows what I do every single day, but if I posted a day in life, Heather's going to watch from beginning to end.
I gotta know what you have to do. I gotta know what you edited out. If you guys are going to CookieCon, you could turn that into the day in a life of baker. A lot of your audience doesn't realize. I love to go to a cookie class and be like, did you guys know there's a convention for cookie bakers? And they're like, no way. I do the same thing for What's Popping Con. Like, do you guys know there's a convention for people who make cake pops? You guys could say, hey guys, I am so focused on creating the best product for you guys. Let me take you along in my journey to learn even more at this convention down in Orlando.
People who are listening to this who are already creating videos, you might say, twins, I'm doing this. It's crickets all the time. In this boot camp, we talk about hooks. Hooks are what look at a hook. Think of a hook. Think of a fishing hook. It's round, it's circular, it's pointy on the end. That's because it gets into the fish's mouth and it holds onto the fish.
But you can't just throw the hook. You got to throw the doodad that moves in a certain way.
Yeah, so there's 3 different types of hook. You have visual, audio, and what was the last one I talked about? You'll have to listen to the boot camp to find it.
$13. You'll know what the third one is.
But the hooks are what to get people to stay past the first 3 to 5 seconds.
It's unfortunate that it is graded off the first 3 seconds,
I know.
But there has to be a grade. So basically the platforms are saying, and if you go to Facebook Insights, it has a report, 3-second video views is what it's called. And it says when somebody watched your video, how many of them stayed after 3 seconds, because they're likely to stay for nearly the entire thing if they stay past the first 3 seconds.
Yeah, nothing will take you to your knees than looking at your insights, because you'll say, it says most people stop watching 30 seconds in. That can hurt your feelings, or it can make you a better video editor. What's happening at 30 seconds that I'm losing them? Maybe I'm decorating the cookie too long and there's no jump cut. There's nothing that's entertaining them. Maybe I need to speed that part up. And we talk about how to increase the speed in InShot. So it's not like, wow, I just spent 8 minutes watching one decorated cookie. Most of us got into cookie decorating because someone put a video in our feed.
What I've been finding is a decent visual hook for bakers is where they're scraping the icing off.
Oh, yeah.
That's in the first 3 seconds, and then they start redecorating again. That's going to be broad, wide net. You're going to get more views.
So if you wanted to, it'd be like 4 things I liked about this order I got. And you say, I like the construction theme. The customer was easy to work with. I see a lot of bakers, and we talk about it. Drama hooks. Drama hooks work great, but they attract dramatic people.
We are popcorn eaters.
We are. But here's the thing. If you don't have thick skin, you're going to grow some.
You know, yeah, because Corey, she says it during the boot camp, and it had a little PTSD while she was saying it. She had made a video, and I think we uploaded it to Facebook, and she had cut off the tip of an icing bag to decorate. Well, you never see where the tip of plastic goes. It just disappears from the frame. I'm sure it fell in her lap or something. But everyone in the comment section on Facebook decided to say she's going to kill her clients because they're going to swallow this small piece of plastic, and it went viral for all the wrong reasons.
It did.
Corey and I said we just almost can't look at it. Man, just got to mute it.
You got to have thick skin. I don't know why, but when you post something to social media, people are like, oh, they want my opinion. So you're going to get opinions you like, and you're going to get opinions you don't like. You have to think of it as this is part of the marketing. And if someone's going haywire and be like, where do you live?
There's ways to mute people.
Yes,
you
absolutely.
Can limit, restrict comments.
When it's something so, like I posted that review about Siam Bistro. Someone's like, I really don't agree that it's the best pad thai. To me, that's an engagement. I don't care if you like it or not. You almost
have to write it off. Like, I hate that you wrote that, but thanks for the comment. That's it. A comment's a comment.
A comment's a comment. And that's where you're going to see as you're creating video. The hooks, though, that's going to be what attracts certain people to you. You got to be careful with those. We can't always, and me and Heather said, we can't always do the hanging up the old apron. Because it does work, but then it works less and less. If you're always making dramatic videos, people are going to be like, oh, not this again.
I allege that the hanging up the old apron, which is to say somebody's quitting baking, performs better because they give you a reason, some personal
relationship.
They make it personal.
Yeah.
Because we've been like, buy my stuff. Guys, I'm hanging up the apron. It's been a wild year, and I'm just going to tell you a little bit. I'm like, oh, let me get sad.
Yeah, I didn't even know who you are.
Top to bottom, read the whole thing.
Video is a great way to create relationships with people. It's an out-of-body experience to one, even just do a voiceover. Heather has witnessed.
Hey guys.
I always have to warn my family, guys, I'm getting ready to take a video. One, I have to do the voiceovers a few times. Sometimes I'll say, sometimes I'll liberty. I'll say the wrong type of word, and I'll be like,
Corey got started in this weekend. She's like, guys, I didn't even know we messed up on.
You can get discouraged if you're like, wow, I've tried it 5 times and it's never coming out. Listen, I'm not asking for perfect. I'm asking for something.
We have recorded so many people standing in front of the camera.
Yeah.
And some of them I'm like, is this your first time with a mouth? I see that. Is this your first day with hands? And some of them, and this one specific client we had, I had to ask her, I said, I have never had someone so affluent when I turn on the camera. And she's like, oh, I actually practice in front of the mirror all the time. I talk to myself in the mirror as if I'm talking to the camera. And I said, well, it translates.
As I'm setting up my video clips, like I'm in the wild, I'm getting the video clips, in my brain, what I'm thinking about is the sentence I'm going to voice over on that segment. So I'm panning over.
You're storyboarding
in my head because I'm like, if the sentence doesn't end and the video clip does, my sentence isn't going to work.
I was watching somebody else's life on TikTok and she was voiceover. She was doing a voiceover and it was interesting, but she was behind the clip. And I was like, oh, well, she should have been saying that over there. But it's hard to time them out.
It's hard to time it. And we talk about in InShot, there's a teleprompter feature.
Nice.
That's great.
Listen, have you ever I have a teleprompter. I'm like, this thing is hard.
It's hard. It's hard because you're reading while you're going.
I'll be honest, like you can set its speed.
Yes.
And I talk fast, but this thing had me like gasping for air.
In InShot, you can turn it down. It's a little slower. It's not so crazy. Those are the tips that you need to practice. And I'm going to tell you, you can make a video. My first video on social media for my bakery company, I was like, yeah, I'm going to have this amazing voiceover and this sound. It didn't upload with any sound. It was 0 sound. Someone's like, I think I'm missing the sound part. I said, no, we're not missing one thing. I forgot to do that part of the video.
The mistakes are part of the learning process.
But the practice in your videos will get better every time you say it. I now can talk sometimes without saying all the time. That has taken practice. At the beginning, I was saying every 2 seconds. It's where my brain was. But now I can say, okay, let's not do the ums. If I need to retake it, let's retake it. But practice makes perfect. If your first few videos have 5 ums in it, 6 ums, listen, nobody cares. But you're going to say, okay, I know I did 6 ums. Next video, let me do 5.
4, 3, 2. And like I said, AI is a tool, right? It shouldn't be the leader. It should be a part of the tool set you have. I use Loom to record. If you ever watch a Facebook Live and I do picture in a picture, I'm using the app called Loom to do that. But when I actually record through Loom for the boot camps, it says, do you want us to take every out with AI?
Oh, that's insane.
Yeah, wild. So it's a tool, again, to kind of help you polish. But really, you cannot beat time in.
Yes. And that's what I want to encourage you. If you are signing up for this boot camp, we're going to talk about cookie decorating stands. The biggest thing I see, the pushback with the stands is, I tried it and my face is in the way. I don't know how to use it. Listen, a stand is a physical thing.
It's your head, physical thing.
They both can't occupy the same
Headless
space.
horseman. It's the only way you can make it work.
I'm a cookie hoverer. That means I am heavy breathing right over the top of the cookie while I'm decorating it. Because I was so intent on creating videos, I said, Corey, you're going to have to learn to not fight for the same space the phone needs to be in. Do you want to make marketing videos? You're going to have to back away from the top while you're cookie decorating. And it's been a learning process. If you give up because you're like, my head bumped it and the thing shook, you got to work with it. That's what it is. It's a time in and time practice.
Almost it feels like the mistake makes it more real.
Oh, for sure.
In a world where AI can do perfection. Corey and I were saying, like, when AI is writing every piece of copy out there, adding the typo is the differentiator. Like, oh, a real person wrote this.
Because AI is so polished, people are now using AI for the captions to make their photos look a little bit better, but we're losing the humanization that video can do. Right now, AI hasn't caught up to video. It can't take your persona.
You know, they discontinued OpenAI's Sora.
Oh, no way.
Well, they limited it from,
they were going crazy.
I'm sorry, the cats constantly.
So what video does, it takes away that facade of, oh, there's a robot doing this. And what it does is it injects you back into your business.
That is the differentiator, because we can all take the photos and now we can all brush up the photos. We can all write the copy. Now we can all brush up the copy, but nobody can be you in front of a camera.
No. And if it's you just quietly packaging an order and then maybe you add the voiceover to it, you're still doing, I see you, I hear your voice, you're packaging an order, there's value added there, why she charges what she charges, I see every cookie's heat seal, there's shred that matches, so thank you, Cookie. Things like that. That's a great way to make your business just a little bit different than the competitor down the road.
That's how you stand out from the competition, doing something a little different.
So I'd say, instead of just only having photos to work with, you have a photo. You have a video of the order. You have you showcasing a local business. You have a picture of that person's logo in front of their business. Do you see where now we're creating so many content buckets?
Compliments you for squeezing the most out of the Cyan Bistro. And we got a lunch out of it.
Yeah, I got a free lunch. The thing is, I said, if I'm going to be there, let me do this. I didn't want to sit in front of the camera.
And I could tell you were like, I hate that I'm doing this.
Yeah.
And you were whispering, but you did it.
I did. And what I did to make myself feel a little bit more comfortable, I went during a non-busy time. So I didn't feel like there was 50 million people around me. And I asked for permission before I did. I said, do you mind if I make a marketing video for you? And I'll just post it to social media. She's like, oh, please do. Please. No, that'd be great. So that I was able to feel a little bit better because I got the permission. She was for it. I was for it. And then I took all the video clips that I needed. And she was giggling to the side because I was talking about the salad 5 different times.
Well, practice makes perfect.
I can't go back and get the clip. I have to get the clip while I'm there.
We're doing it live.
We're doing it live. But what we do in this boot camp is go over the stands that I use, like different price points of the stands. We talk about external mics, but you don't need that if you're just starting out here. The phone that I use, I just use my phone. I don't use any special camera because I told Heather, if I have to get a special camera, I'm not going to do it.
No, because it's not. The camera's got to be powered, so you got to charge it. Well, you got to have an external device to record it. Now you got that. Well, we have to have a tripod. Well, we need lighting. So you can see how it bought. Corey said to me, listen, if you want me to post videos, I need to make it as easy for myself as possible. And that turned out getting a dummy iPhone, an iPhone with no
data.
It's
just literally an iPhone with video clips on it. I said, Heather, I know myself. And if you ask me to do anything spectacular, like on Broadway in Hollywood, I will not do it. So Heather said, I'm willing to take what I can get. The videos are really great. The cell phones now, insanity.
Yes.
They're great.
They have digital stabilization, digital zoom, digital compensation.
Oh, yeah. They're so great. For on the go, a lot of you guys who are listening will start off with cookie decorating videos because you're at home and you're already decorating the cookies.
Great place to start. Do
great
that.
Place.
Do those.
Yeah, sure. Absolutely. That's a great one. If you did a voiceover talking about the local mom who ordered and maybe this is the 4th birthday you've done for the kid, that's a great way to tie you to your location, you know? So those are great stepping stones to get you more and more comfortable with creating videos.
I think we're running out of runway for the excuse not to use videos. And I hate that.
Yeah.
Because it's like, oh, man, I hate being in front of a camera. But it is where this is all headed.
It is because when everyone's able to access everything, AI, Canva, their free version of Canva.
You gotta.
What's the thing that makes you stand out?
Your place.
I hate it, but I do it.
Right. So this boot camp is June 4th through 5th. However, you can, if you're listening to this after June 4th or 5th, from the past, you can still purchase these boot camps for rewatch. You just lose access to that Facebook group. So everyone who joins the boot camp gets access to this Facebook group for 1 week, and we do Q&As, we do polls, we do prompts to just kind of really focus that content around on what, because how Corey does it isn't the only way to do it. She's just telling you here's how you get your foot in the door. So that will start on June 4th. I think the content we have drops at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Podia, you guys said they release that. When I say 10 a.m., you'll see it reflected in your time zone now.
Oh, nice.
So you're not having to do math, conversion math. And then it'll run until Friday, where it ends with a live Q&A session with both of us. So we'll take your questions on Thursday in the group, and then we'll answer them on Friday. And you can sign up with that at thecookiecollege.com/bootcamp. And you can see all the other boot camps. So the past boot camps we've done in February, we did in-person cookie classes, start to finish. We did food photography that sells, which is what Corey keeps referencing. April, we did pre-sales.
Yeah.
May, we did 3D printing. June, cookie video. July is going to be community groups. And August is going to be designing in Procreate.
Nice.
I like it. Yeah, I thought the video, the boot camp, you're looking at around 3 hours of content, roughly. And I think if you did not know what to do, now you know how to get started.
Just to get started. And that is, I said, if it's too complicated, you won't do it. If we can take 3 random videos and bring them into InShot, make it a little bit lighter so it's easier to watch, take out the sound of our heavy breathing.
I think you do some cutting.
We do some cutting, making a clip shorter. Those are all the things I use to make any video you've ever seen me use.
And now you can make it your own.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. That's all she wrote. I've probably made 75 videos in the last 3 days for this boot camp.
Said, great girl. That's how you learn, man.
Oh yeah, I was like, now I could teach this to anyone. I don't even need to look at the app anymore.
That's great. So, anyways, that's why Corey and I are offsite because we recorded that, and I said, well, let's just knock out the podcast
in person.
Yeah, so upcoming, we just finished the Main Street May collab, 50% participation, spank.
Yeah, spankle, spank,
15% of you participated and didn't show up for me, but you showed up for others. I got to figure out what's around that. But I think if we limit how many people participate.
And we use an external list, it'll be easier.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. Working on that. The next one is Meet the Baker, which Corey just took the photos of because she's doing everything today, apparently.
I am. I should go home and make a video. Hey, guys, I'm doing I should. The cookie is made.
I mean, to even just explain to what your audience what a collab is still great content.
Yeah, it is.
And she took her logo and turned it into a cookie. That's not required for the Meet the Baker collab, but you have to take a photo with a cookie, so why wouldn't you do it?
I said, you know what? I'm here when in Rome. Let me do it.
The Meet the Baker collab is June 19th. In July, we're still thinking of the collab. I guess I'm going to limit how many people can sign
I want to
up.
see who shows up to this baker one.
Well,
this is easier.
You guys know I'm going to go through my list. I'm going to see who participated. Upcoming events, the Cookie Con Happy Hour is June 24th. That feels like it should be far away, but it's only 4 weeks away. Heather Campbell Brookshire, it's her sponsoring. We called it the Frappy Hour because it's at a coffee house right there next to the hotel. If you're new to Cookie Con or maybe you've only gone one time, you don't know anybody, these happy hours, Frappy Hours, are a great way to find a little home base.
Oh, listen, if you can get a buddy at the beginning of Cookie Con and then you buddy up the whole time, it's a blast.
Yeah. I mean, it really is who you know.
Yeah.
Like, you're going to go there and learn a lot of stuff from a lot of great bakers, but it is more fun when you know people.
And you don't have to be a SCM member to go. If you're just listening to this, we invite you to be an SCM member, but go and meet some people. Everyone in SCM is super friendly. So
Heather and Kim, just meet them and you're all set.
Oozing friendliness.
The Vendy Blendy is in 21 weeks. If you're new to the Vendy Blendy, it's a one-day Black Friday sale where we try to get as many.
You know what the marketing we do for that is everything we just talked about.
For 3 months, and still the day out, people are like, what is the Vendy Blendy? So the Vendy Blendy is a one-day digital online sale on Black Friday. It lasts 24 hours. Throughout those 24 hours, the vendors, which we call vendies, get to demonstrate their products. They get to show you why you should, but they all have to run how much off?
25% off.
25%. I don't know. I forget that.
Yeah, you do. It's because for a while it was 20% off. And then we said, let's up the ante.
Let's up the ante.
And we did 25% off or more. We're not
just
stopping
for 24 hours.
Just for 24 hours.
But they also have to pay into these cool door prices. There is a reason the biggest complaint is that it's overwhelming, and you are welcome. That is by design. Upcoming major holidays. This is all over the map where your guys' kids are graduating, but graduation and last day of school are right around the corner. Corey's son's already done.
He's done.
Father's Day is June 21st, which is 4 weeks away. Could get the digital download kit.
Yes.
You are the best dad by par. Summerween. This one's weird. It is Halloween in the summer. It's not an official holiday, but it's an excuse on a dry June. June
it's
27th.
not a day. It's a vibe.
Yeah, so Summerween is taking Halloween in the summer. So we're actually doing it for our cookie class kit this month. And it's, like I said, I turned a watermelon into a jack-o'-lantern. So
from my brain.
From Corey's brain.
You did that.
Yeah, I need the idea.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Then the 4th of July is 7 weeks. And this is the 250th
Yeah,
birthday of
I would say. Usually it's hit or miss, but this one will be more of a hit.
And then we have to wait 250 more years for this. So enjoy it. Tell me about it segment. Now, here's the thing. I am doing this from me phone.
Well, let me talk about Cookie Design Lab. I've been a menace to society. I'm sure they're about to revoke.
They're probably like, hey, we need
they're probably, she's taking up too much bandwidth. If you want to do the Main Street Cookie collab, I was able to take a bunch of logos. Which is done, so you'd be doing it on your own. Yeah, you'd be doing it on your own. I see a lot of people doing it on their own. Okay. If you want to go around town and cookify and get more corporate orders, turning someone else's logo into a cookie, there's nothing like it. They love it. I remember turning another baker's logo. She has a spot up in Maryland, next to you in Maryland, Hagerstown.
Yes.
And I cookified her logo. She never ate the cookie. She still has the cookies, but I turned her logo into it, and she's kept it all this time, probably about a year. That's a great way. And I've used Cookie Design Lab. Like today, someone wanted an order, a last minute order, and they wanted a number 1 with a birthday hat on it. I could not find an STL file on Etsy. So what I did, went into Canva, got a number 1, put a little hat on it, took it in Cookie Design Lab, made me a cookie cutter this morning. For a last minute order.
I saw it on your computer.
Yeah, you did. That was it. Cookie Design Lab makes cookie cutters out of graphics. So if someone wants something custom or you can't find a cookie cutter for it, this is great. It's huge right now during grad season when everyone wants the school logo on a cookie.
I saw you did the clothing.
I hate that. Yeah, I did. It was a shark with a hat on it. So I can turn that, and that has been so beneficial to my business.
We want to see it.
It'll be tomorrow.
Please post it.
I know. I'm worried that's not going to turn out well.
Okay, we have 2 texting questions, 1 or 2.
2.
2. Okay, great. This one is from 571, which is Northern Virginia.
Hear.
It says, "Hey guys, thank you so much. I took the 3D printing bootcamp and I am printing like a fiend." That's great. That's all it is.
That's insane.
That's all it was supposed
That's
to be.
great. 571. It's not me. My charge was
Great. Are
730.
you talking about
But I am printing like a fiend. That's what these boot camps are based on. Bite-sized marketing that's hyper-focused. So it's not...
you can't say you turn around and be like, I'm going to sell cookie cutters now. Like you could. But what this point was is to help you make, again, that little difference between you and the next guy. Also, it saves you a ton of money from the shipping costs, which I love supporting the cutter shops. And Corey still orders physical cutters. It's just that shipping cost.
But
that
a
goes
lot
to
of them
no
are
one.
turning into STL files. So you would
Smart
need a 3D printer regardless. I will never probably order from a shop again.
But Corey's buying their STLs.
I'm going to make your STL, but just printing it
in a weird way, as much as we're like, but the physical cutter shops, but they get to be able to sleep and sell at the same time when they sell the STLs.
Oh, absolutely.
Well.
Like, I'm never going to design my own. I don't know how to do that. Without Cookie Design Lab, I couldn't.
Oh, yeah. Cookie Design Lab's kind of letting you do it. Here's the other one, our favorite gal, Deb. She's got an interesting question, and this one, me and my sisters argue about as well. Hi, twins. Does this count as acceptable drama? My husband and I got an argument over your marketing techniques where I showed my interaction in the community by posting about events and other businesses. He said it's dangerous and I shouldn't put myself out there because there's crazy people in the world, and as a cottage baker, my address is out there. Now, admittedly, I did make a recent post about going to see the Titanic virtual experience this Memorial Day weekend and ended by saying, meet you there. Sorry. My phone is smaller than my computer. My eyes are bigger. I didn't mean it literally, more like a friendly encouragement, go without me type thing because I'm happily married, but my husband said it looked bad. Plus, all my posts go to Threads and Facebook, and he says everyone knows that Threads is a bad site and linked to illicit quote-unquote stuff. So let's pretend I didn't write meet you there, and let's address showing yourself and opening up a bit. Debbie from Albany, who's wondering how to walk the line.
Your husband just has the best of intentions.
Yeah. Our older sister has that exact same mentality. She was an influencer kind of at the beginning of YouTube.
Yeah.
So it's interesting because for the past 20 years, she started back in the 2010s.
Yeah.
She'd have strangers coming up to her in our area and they'd be like, I followed your story all along. Now, I think they had the best of intentions, but there's that one person that may not have the best of intentions where you reveal too much about it. So she's hyper cognizant if Corey ever accidentally pans and shows a license plate or a house number.
Yeah.
Opening a box. If Corey opens a box or my little sister does some of that content and she can see your address, you're going to get a text saying, take it down.
Take it down.
So there are some precautions, but like Corey said, going to Cyan Bistro does put a location there. However, that's the business. There's the double-sided coin of if you have a business. Now imagine if we had a brick and mortar. Well, you're literally standing. They would be able to find you. Trying to direct people to your address. We don't necessarily want to publish our address, and I know some cottage laws are different versus like you have to publish it in some places, and in some places you don't. I'm going to say, maybe to suffice the husband, drop the meet you there's. You can disconnect from Threads. Threads is a little bit more chaotic. It is a product by Meta, but it allows more of that conversational bullying.
Twitterish, yeah.
So you could say, okay, well, I'm only going to post to my Facebook page. Now, the only people who can access it from Facebook page are likely your own followers.
Yeah.
Whereas Threads is kind of throwing it out there to these, what they're called threads.
Yeah.
The Facebook page, it's hard to get content out there. So it really is going to your custom audience.
I don't use Threads. I don't have something that's important enough to say if it's not in a video or a photo. So I don't actually use Threads for my own business. So I will say sometimes I'll be like, this one would be better meant for TikTok or this video better meant for Facebook. And I'll pick and choose. But you're right, saying like, I'll meet you there. Me and Heather, we learned that the hard way. We said, grab a ticket and grab a friend for our cookie class. And someone literally grabbed a friend.
Okay, maybe we could make the husband happy with this. Don't tell people where you're headed. Only tell them where you've left.
Yes.
That way nobody could be there when you get there.
Past tense. And past tense videos. Like I don't want someone to come and eat with me at Cyan Bistro, but I want them to say that I went there.
I'm at Cyan Bistro. I was eating at Cyan Bistro, right? Now the odds she could run into somebody, obviously. Sure. But if you're saying, like, if you have a vendor market, you're going to want to tell them exactly where you are, what booth number you're at. So husband's a little wrong in that one. Yeah. We do need our location. Now, if there's a safety thing or there's just like a stalking situation, you're going to not want to post that type of content. But yeah, I would say instead of posting preemptively where you're headed, you can post postemptively, if that's a word, where you went.
the content doing around town videos or what you're doing, showcasing where you go, is a lot more common these days than it once was. So you're seeing, if you ever scrolled on TikTok, someone's like, a day in my life going to Alexandria, Virginia, or me going to Disney. It's usually past tense and you can't find them there. So I will say, saying just leave out the call to action.
Now, if you want to post events, you just post up the events and don't say which one you're going to be at.
Yeah.
Try to find me. You be Carmen Sandiego. Where in the world are you? But yeah, I think that your husband saying don't do any of that at all is a little bit of a wide swipe.
Yes.
When we could kind of niche it down. So Threads is more of a conversation with not anonymity. It reminds me of Reddit, but you have to show your face.
Because with some...
And it seems like that algorithm is pushing a lot of content out, but I don't know that it's content that really focuses hyper-locally. A lot of times, sugar cookie marketing is on Threads.
Yeah.
So I get all the notifications because I'm signed in. It'll be like, somebody's like, I'm looking for a baker. Like, you're on Threads. Like, where are you? So maybe I would say you could possibly disconnect Threads and only post intentionally when you want to.
Yeah.
I'd post more of that, here's what's going on in the area on my Facebook page, or send it out as an email. And then for the events thing, maybe the hubs is right. Let's document after we've left.
Yeah. In InShot, we don't cover this because it's a little bit more advanced. You can have it kind of grays out. Like if you panned on your address on accident, you can actually have it where it follows your house number. A masking layer. So that's something you could absolutely do if you wanted to. I just try to edit that out and not even have it in there.
What I say, if your husband cares, that means he cares.
That means he cares about your health and safety. Congratulations.
Cookie Design Lab, use code TWINS. You get 15% off. If you want to text into the podcast, it's 571-556-5644. If you want to text in your marital arguments, we would absolutely love to read
That's how much should have been in the Goss call.
I know I should. I didn't read that. I didn't realize we got somebody into a fight. Fight. Deborah on your side. We'll stand with you the whole time. Cookie Design Lab, these are our sponsors. Without the podcast sponsors, there's no podcast.
There's not.
Cookie Design Lab, code TWINS, get you 15% off. They have a 5-day trial. If you sign up for that last bootcamp, which you can still purchase, you have a couple days left to get a week of Cookie Design Lab for free.
Listen, I've used it so much.
Yes, really. Cookie Design Lab is losing money on Corey. Bakety Bake is the meringue powder of your dreams. Corey, you love it. So.
I love it. Listen, I love everything. Yeah, it's got vanilla extract already in it.
Love it.
White food coloring, so it whips up bright white.
Love
and
that.
Corn syrup, so you have a soft bite.
I love a soft
You can
bite.
add more syrup. You can add different flavorings if you wanted to. I do not.
Corey does not.
Did not. Sometimes I do corn syrup if I'm doing like a heavy layer, like a floral layer or something.
Should have had corn syrup.
Yeah, but I add a little extra if it's going to be like so many layers of icing.
I see a lot of people, they'll take the recipe and make it a little bit their own.
Yeah.
To kind of fit their unique. It's very human here in Virginia.
Yeah. It's super human right now.
We swam here.
Yes.
That's how human it was. Code TWINS gets you 10% off. Daisy Makes. They posted something.
She opened up a soft serve yoga shop.
No way.
Yeah, in Kent.
No way.
Yeah. Ribbon cutting on Friday.
That's so funny.
Yeah, I know. She did, and her and her husband, they had someone else. I just saw the post today.
That's so funny. Congratulations. Daisy Makes is how you get into the cake pop world.
Yeah, if you did circular cake pops and you're like, that was too hard, this is easier because it actually is molds, not these circles where you have to put them in your hand and they all look a little different.
Whatever this difference is makes all the difference.
Yeah, it makes less weight on it, so they're a little flatter.
Smart.
And that makes it so it's not so top heavy, so it sticks on the stick.
Me too. Me too, Daisy Makes. Me too. That's code TWINS. And then Primera Eddie, the edible food printer, Corey will also get her money's worth out of that. if Eddie had like a ping to tell me when Corey's done, it would never stop pinging. Eddie directly prints onto food. It's pretty fantastic how it works.
It uses edible food coloring. And I know a lot of people have talked about, but what happens with the red dye ban, Eddie is working on it. So they're working on a solution for their printing cartridges. It's just a really cool concept. If you're trying to do last minute orders, that is the thing to do.
Now, because 5 years ago when Eddie kind of first came out, it was like this shark bait, ooh-ha. Yeah. Now it's kind of like Corey's like, I have this customer and they said, I want you to print on the cookie. And Corey's like, it's so different than when I try to educate people on it. Now they know what they're asking for.
No, that's what I want.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. And when it comes to logos, I think most companies probably favor the exact replication.
Yeah, if someone had a gradient logo, there's no way I could pipe that.
No.
That just, it doesn't look like that. But I could say I could do Eddie on that.
And I think you do a kind of a neat job of fusion. And when I see that,
I like the
that's
fusion.
A little bit of Eddie, that's a little bit of piping. Bosch Nutrimill, the code is Sugar Cookies. It's an affiliate code. You get $20 off, and they give us $20 there. Now, Twinterest, I have a Twinterest.
What's your 20?
Okay, it's been raining. Everything I complained about the dryness.
It's rained for, I want to say 11 days straight.
I don't remember the last day I've seen the sun.
Yeah.
However, the weeds.
Oh, they thrive
my
in
yard. They're big enough to tell me they have a wife and kids at home. Please don't kill them. So I was on Reddit, and they were like, okay, these weeds I was picking out, they were weak. They were tiny as single root.
Yeah.
These weeds that grew with this ring.
Yeah.
These things have a root system. You can't pick them. You're just picking off the leaf, right? Which is nothing's more frustrating when you take the leaf off and he's growing back.
Yeah. He's like, thanks for pruning me. I'll come back bigger and stronger.
Thank you so much. I feel prettier and lighter. So I saw on Reddit, you might have known as Grandpa's Weed Puller. That's the one that's trending on TikTok.
Yeah.
But they said, no, Fiskars, the scissor company, has a weed puller like that, and it has an ejectocito cuz button, right? So I bought it. I went to Walmart.
Okay.
Go
of course
get this
you did.
thing.
You
This
lived
thing,
there.
I look like a husky man walking at it with
You look
it.
like a husky man right now.
You should see me in the yard. It's this long stick. It's, the height of a shovel. At the end, it has 3 metal claws.
Yeah. That grab.
Yeah, you put your foot on it and they close down below the root system.
The root base.
It's like a dandelion. That is dandelions
Dandelion.
in West Virginia.
It's a dandelion.
It was not a dandelion. And it
It was
grabs
a dandy dude.
So it grabs it from the root system, yanks it up, which the root system is massive,
Yes.
but it's all the way underneath.
Yeah.
Yank it up, and then it has this thing, shoot, and it shoots off the root. So you can get it off of they said the difference for the Grandpa's weed puller, you'd have to pick it out with your fingers. This one ejects it.
Oh, funny.
Yeah. So I went back there, and there's a little learning curve. You have to get your sights lined up.
Yeah.
But I yanked those bad boys out. They didn't know it was coming.
That's so funny. I finally have a twin trust.
I'm not done with my twin tulip.
Okay.
So I had all these mushrooms.
Yeah, it's mushroom season right now.
True.
No, they're everywhere.
So I was plucking them out, not knowing what. I was like, I'm probably going to get some virus.
You
touching
are,
these things.
yeah.
The Reddit was like, stop plucking out the mushrooms. They're a sign of healthy soil. Spread them.
How do you spread a mushroom?
They said flick it while you're walking around. They were very wet. There's no flicking.
You know what
going
my
on.
husband does, and I hate it? He wants to kick them.
Yeah, that's a fun
No,
part.
they flumple apart.
They're
flump all over his shoes.
I have the little ones with the flat
giant
top.
white guys. They're circular. It looks like a ball on a
that's from
stick.
dog bun.
A bunny?
Dog poop.
Oh, it could be. I have no idea.
I have the ones that like a small.
The round ones, if you let them come up, will sprout. They're just growing, and then they'll come out like this.
That's what the
that's what it is. Yes,
yeah. But they were like, no, that's a sign of a healthy fungal environment.
I've never had a mushroom.
They said the mushrooms eat what the grass can't.
Pinterest.
So they said,
it's an
spreading.
ecosystem.
So I was killing my ecosystem.
were.
Yeah, I'm plugging them things out all the time.
Little did you know you were doing yourself a disservice.
Okay, so my twin trust was the Fisker pullers.
Yeah.
My twin intellect was let your shrooms grow.
Let your shrooms grow. This was crazy. I took a walk last night, as I've been doing, to get my 10K steps. And I was like, let me just walk. Lake Ridge, where I live, has
I'm so
6 deer. The same 6 deer is the only. If you say, I saw a deer, and you saw a deer the next day, it's the same 6. We got 6 deer. And they love the area because they're just in a community. So they're not crossing the major roads.
A little bit of the trash can, a little bit of the river.
That's it. So they're eating someone's hydrangeas, and I see posts like the deer ate my hydrangea.
Oh.
But they just live in the woods behind the houses.
Okay.
It's always the same 6 deer. I have now mastered. I'm like, oh, 1, 2, 3, 4. There's the 6th one. Like they're just traveling in a pod. Yesterday, I passed a deer laying down in the tree line. They do that in the rain. I've seen them multiple times doing that. And I was like, hey, you little crazy deero. I said, I'll see you on my way back. Because they're not so scared of humans because they're around everyone's
a
yard.
domesticated wild animal.
It is. But I go 30 minutes later, I come back because this is an hour-long walk. This deer in that time had a baby.
Oh, my goodness.
This little baby.
They're 7?
Huh?
And then there were 7.
This little baby is still in the fetal position, but standing. He's still rounded.
Oh, yeah, where they're like just
the
figuring
mom's
out baby
licking
style.
the weird stuff, the amniotic fluid off the baby.
No way.
What's funny is the mom gets scared. I got scared because she's standing.
As one would.
A car, loud exhaust goes by. She runs away from her child.
You remember they're instinctive. I'm awake. I'm going. Let's run.
The baby cannot run like the mom. It was just birthed.
No.
So it just...
I would die and then adopt it.
It looks at me because now it's alone. But I was like, I have a 16-year-old. I can't do any more raising.
What did you do?
I scooched away, but I wanted to stand behind a bush so I could see if Mom came because I didn't want this deer by himself. Mom comes back probably 2 minutes later.
Mom,
I can't do your
She's
job
like, every
for
deer for
you.
himself.
It was a little baby, but it was like
Isn't it crazy? You're born, you're like, I gotta fight for my life. I gotta fight out here.
And I was like, oh, I hope you live forever. I'll see you on my walks.
That is hilarious.
I know.
Okay, my last Twinterest. A Few Good Men.
What? Oh, you watched it?
Yeah, my sister, we were in a Tom Cruise because they played
Yeah.
Tom Cruise. Top Gun had its 30-year anniversary, 20-year?
Was it
The
40?
original. Was it 50?
40?
How old is Tom Cruise?
100 years old?
Never is. So Corey and I go to see Tom Cruise, Tom Cruise 2, Top Gun 2. We went to see Tom Cruise twice. We went to go see Top Gun 2 playing in the theater. So
Yes.
then my little sister was on a Tom Cruise kick and she said, watch A Few Good Men, which was when Tom Cruise was really young and it was very good if you guys want to watch something.
Isn't he in Jerry Maguire?
I think he is, Jerry.
Yeah. Jerry?
I think so.
Is it Jerry Maguire?
Uh-huh.
I think so.
Isn't that You Had Me at Hello?
Is that You Had Me at
Oh, I
Hello?
don't know. Do you think it is?
I don't know.
Well, let's ask a guy. So You Had Me at Hello movie.
Yeah.
Those are all recorded.
Oh, what's your...
All those little times I've talked to that are in a record.
I believe you're talking to it all the time.
Well, no, just those prompts. Like I'm like, I don't want that out in public, but you can find them all. Anytime you've ever talked to your Alexa,
Oh, yeah.
recorded.
Yeah. Annoying.
How do you sound when you talk to these machines?
I'm friendly.
Like not like that, where I sounded
No.
like a keyword search?
And Alexa, can you set my timer for 13 minutes?
When she
Thanks.
said, I have no timers for you right now.
I'm like, Alexa, set it for 30 minutes.
You said you got mad at her when she was like, hey, you just hope you're having a good day.
I was like, Alexa, how can I end this conversation? Well, she was literally like, man, that's crazy. I added powdered sugar to your shopping list. You making something sweet? Always for 13 minutes at a time.
Yeah, watch it as this cookies come along. We'll see what you say. Okay, guys, that's today's podcast. Thanks. It wasn't that abridged, slightly abridged.
Slightly. No video on the point of us talking about
You guys should
video.
really record videos. Do it as we say, not as we do. But I'll see you guys again next week. But you can get the Wednesday newsletter on Wednesday. Corey and I are posting memes all the time.
And we'll see you at the boot camp. Hopefully you sign up. See you there. Make a video about it.
I'll post about it so you guys can find it. Like, okay, guys, goodbye.